There is a fight that happens every morning before you are awake. Your brain runs the numbers, makes the call, and you lose. Here is what nobody tells you. The most disciplined people you know barely fight at all. Their brains want the hard thing. Today, you will learn why your brain hates effort and 5 research-backed ways to teach it to crave what it currently runs from. Before we go deeper, subscribe so you never miss the value we constantly share here, clarifying different areas of this moment we call life. If you have ever asked why your brain self-sabotages every routine you start, the answer begins with a famous willpower study. In 2012, researchers Wilhelm Hofmann and Baumeister beeped people all day and asked what they were craving and resisting. The prediction was obvious. Disciplined people should be resisting hardest and most often. They are the ones winning all those inner battles. The data said the opposite. People with the highest self-control reported weaker desires, less temptation, and far less inner conflict than everyone else. They were skipping the fight entirely. Their days contained fewer battles, so they had more fuel left for the work that mattered. So the skill you keep practicing, gritting your teeth and forcing yourself, is the one skill disciplined people rarely use at all. Your brain sabotages routines because every routine you build is a war plan. Theirs are peace treaties. That difference is trainable, starting now. So if force is the wrong tool, what actually decides whether your brain wants something? A discovery from 1992 explains it. A real self-discipline mindset starts with one strange idea from psychologist Robert Eisenberger. He called the idea learned industriousness. Effort is a sensation. The heavy chest before a hard task, the pull toward the exit. Your body feels effort like a flavor. And any sensation can be conditioned. Pair it with reward often enough, and the feeling itself starts to signal that something good is coming. Eisenberger showed exactly that. When effort was repeatedly followed by reward, people began working harder everywhere, even on completely unrelated tasks. It generalizes. In 2018, researcher Michael Inslicht called this the effort paradox. Humans regularly choose things because they are hard. Difficulty itself adds value. People climb mountains while helicopters exist. The climb is the point. Effort carries reward value once a brain learns to find it. Enjoying effort is a learned association. Some people were trained into it by accident. You were trained out of it. That changes today. To run that training on purpose, you need to meet the most exploitable mechanism in your entire brain. It involves dopamine. Everyone talks about a dopamine reset. Almost nobody can explain what dopamine actually does, and the correction is where your leverage lives. In the 1990s, neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz recorded single dopamine neurons, while animals learned that a light always came before a reward. At first, the neurons fired when the reward arrived. Then, something remarkable happened. The burst moved backward and fired at the light instead. Dopamine is a prediction signal. It leaves the prize and attaches to whatever reliably announces the prize. It rewards the cue, not the outcome. That is why your phone feels good before you unlock it. 10,000 repetitions taught your brain that this object reliably predicts reward. Now ask the harder question. What does your desk predict? For most people, strain, self-criticism, and discovering exactly how far behind they are. So your brain flinches, exactly as designed. You have a prediction problem, and predictions get rewritten the same way they got written. Through pairing. Which raises the real question. Who wrote your predictions in the first place? The answer goes back further than you think. Here is why discipline feels like punishment to your nervous system. Think about what actually earned you warmth and attention growing up. The finished grade? The trophy? The acceptance letter? Every celebration landed on outcomes, while the weeks of unglamorous effort behind them went unmentioned. So your nervous system drew a reasonable conclusion. Effort is the toll you pay at the gate, and the good feelings live elsewhere. It gets sharper if school felt easy. You were praised for needing no effort, so struggle became evidence that something was wrong with you. Then adulthood makes it worse. You force a session, finish drained, and immediately tell yourself it was awful and tomorrow needs double. That closing thought is a training rep. It pairs the sensation of effort with punishment, carving the aversion deeper every single joyless session. The people who force themselves hardest often feel the most resistance today. Their conditioning worked perfectly. It was simply aimed at the wrong target. More force means more reps for the wrong team. Here are the 5 moves that recondition the association instead. Write these down. Self-discipline and consistency are built with 5 moves, and the first one is this: pay the effort, never just the outcome. The moment a session ends, mark it. Tick the box and say out loud, I showed up, within seconds, every time, unconditionally. Your ego will call that rewarding mediocrity. Ignore it. You are pairing a body sensation with reward, and pairing is the entire mechanism. Move 2 comes from a 2014 Wharton study by Catherine Milkman. Gripping audiobooks were locked to one place only: the gym. Gym attendance jumped by roughly half. The workout became the only doorway to a good thing. Build your own exclusive doorway reward. One honest warning from that study: the boost faded across weeks. Use doorway rewards to start the habit. Then let move 3 carry it. Move 3. Shrink the entry until refusing feels absurd. 1 sentence. 1 set. 2 minutes. If you stop there, it's still fully counted. University College London research found habits take roughly 2 months of repetition, and missing 1 day breaks nothing. 2 moves remain. If you want to know how to build discipline that lasts, stop designing your resolve and start designing your room instead. Follow-up research on those high self-control people found they proactively avoid temptation. They choose the quiet room before the studying ever begins. Phone in another room. Clothes laid out tonight. The app deleted instead of resisted. Every calm decision spares your exhausted future self a battle. Move 5 is the smallest and strongest. Never end on failure, because your brain files the final 30 seconds as the whole story. Finish on 1 clean sentence or 1 easy set, then stop on purpose while it feels good. You are writing tomorrow's prediction. Now the honest part. Hard things stay hard. Heavy stays heavy. What disappears is the argument, that daily courtroom deciding who you are. When the argument goes quiet, effort becomes a texture you recognize, like the ache after training. It starts to feel like yours. William James wrote that education's true purpose is making your nervous system your ally instead of your enemy. That is all discipline ever was. Which move is your missing piece? Tell me in the comments. Next up, watch why your brain resists the things you actually want.